So upcoming Friday nights, me and the degenerate boys that we are, we're coming back with the betting show.
You look at the way he bounces off tacklers, the way that he keeps his eyes downfield, his vision, his ability to find holes, his pass catching ability, right? Because he had.
In my lifetime, I'd put him at probably around the 2 area, with again the only other person up there being King Ricky.
Anthony Richardson or Caleb Williams at the 111.
Yeah.
So just hit us.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of B.S.ing Sports, where we do a little BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. I see some action in the comments already. Gingy checking in said, if I don't win, I'll die. He is referencing the giveaway that we are about to do on this episode. We're going to lead this episode off with the giveaway. I know you guys have been waiting a few weeks for this giveaway to happen. The next giveaway will be week 8. We will put a tweet out for that. But until then, I'm here to introduce my co-host, Mr. Christian Gutierrez. Jake could not be with us today. Gucci, how are you doing today?
I am good. I am ready for the noon games to start. I'm ready to start my weekly Eagles hate watch, and I cannot wait.
Yeah, it's probably easier to do with Brown, Smith, and Lane Johnson all out, huh?
Yeah. I hate that they're hurt. You never pray for injuries or, happy that people are injured. But I am excited when they're weaker.
I'm only watching for Jake, and he's not here. Hey, man, Gucci's pretty good too, and
Hey,
that's a little offensive to me.
I think that's the first time anyone's ever said that sentence.
Let's go. And then we've got Chris Haydery, Cowboys fan, question mark. Yep, unfortunately. There are a lot of them out there in the world, but it is nice to banter with Gucci at the end of the day. Love him. He's good people. But, at 1 o'clock on Sunday, until the end of the day, we do not get along with each other. Boss man, we will come back to this in a second. As promised, we are going to start the giveaway. So, very, very, very basic setup here. We've got the picker wheel. And I've got all 14 Twitter @names of the people who have participated and followed the instructions down to a T. That was like and retweet the tweet, tag a friend, subscribe to YouTube. So what's going to happen is we're going to spin this wheel. Whoever it lands on, I will DM you. You have 24 hours to prove your subscription on YouTube and claim your prize, which is 5 cards that I do not remember because they are Jake's cards and he is the card man. I'm just here to advertise the giveaway. Gucci, do you remember what the cards are?
Yeah, I was just looking at it right now, actually. It is here we go. I was pulling it up. Where's the pinned tweet? I thought it was pinned. All right, here we go. We got a rookie ticket, Puka Nacua Stetson Bennett card. I think those are patches. We got a Obsidian J.K. Dobbins card. I think that one's my favorite. That one's sick looking. We have a Panini Contenders season ticket, C.J. Stroud. That's a cool one. And we have a Diggs when he was with the Bills, 20 of 49. So that one's a little rare. And then we have a Dalvin Cook. No. What's his name? The current running back. James Cook. We have a James Cook extra points, 153 out of 299. So we're going to do those 5 cards. And then as well, we are going to be doing a candle giveaway. If you don't know, I am the Candle King. So I make and sell my own candles. So we're going to be doing a 3-pack giveaway as well with the cards. So we're going to do a large candle, this size right here, 13.5 ounces. We're going to do a 6.5 ounce can for your room or bathroom, smaller area. And then we're going to do a wax melt of any scent that you would want. And those are perfect if you have pets, don't want to leave a flame on, and it's like a little bit more potency to your scent. So we're going to do those 3 in conjunction with the 5 cards that Jake is providing us.
Yeah, we love candles here. I keep one in my office and one in my living room at all times. So I just love the vibes that they give, love the way that they feel. Without further ado, I'm sure everybody is waiting Remember, again, I'm going to DM you. You have 24 hours to provide your address, provide proof of the subscription to YouTube, and then we will obviously mail out the candles and cards tomorrow when the post office are open and all of that. So here comes the spin.
Good luck, everybody.
Hands off. Josh Erlab at Josh Erlab is our winner. He wins 5 cards and 3 candles. His room is about to smell nice where he's going to hang all those cards up. Congratulations, Mr. Josh Erlab. It's funny because he's the one that responded to the tweet and goes, "Do we have to be present to win?" So he's probably not even watching. But do not get discouraged. If you are one of the 14 people who entered in for this giveaway, you are eligible for the drawing to win a jersey during the Super Bowl. That's right. We are paying for a free NFL jersey, player of your choice. We will be giving that away during the Super Bowl. All you have to do is enter into the week 4, 8, 12, 16, and divisional round giveaways. You can enter into each giveaway, and that will add to the total amount of times you can enter the jersey giveaway. So what that means is if you enter all 5 giveaways, your name goes in the drawing for the jersey 5 times. So do not get discouraged. Those other 13 individuals that did not win, you guys still have a chance to win something. Just keep an eye out on Twitter. We will be pinning the next tweet for the giveaway here in week 8. Jake Krogan says, congrats, Josh. Yes, congrats, Josh. Congrats, everybody that entered. Like I said, do not get discouraged there. You are still eligible to win something here from B.S.ing Sports because that's what we are here to do. So, close out of that. Time to talk some fantasy football. We got some great start-sit questions on the Twitter this morning. We actually have one in the comments. Boss Man, you're the first one up. Pick or full PPR, pick 2 wide receivers. Chris Godwin, Terry McLaurin, Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley, Jacoby Myers, Darnell Mooney. Chris Godwin's got to be a must-play at this point.
Absolutely.
Who's your other one?
It's the first 2 listed right here, Chris Godwin and Scary Terry. Scary Terry is getting more and more looks now that Jaden Daniels is settling into that offense. I really like the way this Washington team is shaping up on offense. I think Terry is the obvious wide receiver 1 going forward. And I think every week he's just going to get better and better PPR-wise.
Yeah, so it's Chris Godwin for me, of course, to your point. And Terry's another good choice. He as Jaden Daniels gets more comfortable, he will kind of, be more effective in fantasy. I like Jacoby Myers this week with no Devontae Adams. I think, he's going to see quite a bit of share targets here. Him and Trey Tucker are going to kind of carry that offense. Brock Bowers will see a lot of targets as well. So I'm probably leaning more Jacoby Myers this week, but it's really close between him and Terry. So if you have a personal preference, Boss Man, to which of those 2, go that one. But I think Chris Godwin at this point is a must start. Jake Krogan says, don't forget to like and subscribe. Amen. Go to Twitter, likes, retweet, go to YouTube, subscribe. Keep an eye out because in 4 more weeks, we've got another giveaway. So got a question here from Hussein. I got to start in sick situation. Would love for you guys to answer. Should I start Romeo Dobbs, Greg Dortch, or Trey Tucker this week? I just kind of answered that. Go ahead, Gucci.
I like the human Dortch. I think he's got upside every single week he's on the field. Obviously, the safe answer here is Trey Tucker with the Devontae Adams situation going on. But if you like to be a little spicy, I like the human Dortch. I mean, he did go off in week 1, and you like to see that going forward in that offense. But if you want to play it safe, go Trey Tucker. If you like the little spice to your team, which I always enjoy, go the human Dortch.
Yeah, I actually would probably lean Greg Dortch as well. I know he's been slightly disappointing to start the season. However, Trey McBride out this week. Greg Dortch could look to see an uptick in targets. Trey Tucker is another good play this week as well. However, when you're comparing the quarterback situations, obviously I trust Kyler Murray much more than I trust Gardner Minshew, who could very well not even make it through this game depending on how he plays. So I think the pick is Greg Dortch, and there's some upside there, and our distant co-host would agree with us on that. So checking the comments real quick, making sure I didn't miss any other live ones, and then we will go to some of the ones that were interesting on Twitter. So, got a shout out Pete at Supernova. Fields or Caleb Williams 4-point passing touchdown. I already answered this. Gucci, let's get your take on it.
I'm gonna go Fields. I think Fields just scores you a little bit more. I still think at this point in the season, Caleb isn't, his number one overall self that he should be. Fields is 3-0 on the year, and I think that Fields just has more upside fantasy wise. He's, obviously been in the league a lot longer than Caleb has. He's always good to rush one in. I know the Steelers only average about 15 to 16 points a game, but that offense is running through Fields.
Yeah, I actually agree with this. And 4-point passing touchdown, I am leaning Justin Fields here with the rushing upside that he provides. He looked a little bit better last week, a little bit more comfortable. Steelers offense is not overly impressive, but it's not like the Bears offense, outside of last week has done anything miraculous either. So 4-point, I'm going Fields as well. Isaiah Likely or Elijah Higgins?
Likely. And I don't like it.
Yeah, this one was gross to me. I was like, ugh. All tight ends are gross to me this year.
All tight ends are gross. This year for sure. I just like out of these two, Likely a little bit more, just because he is familiar with Lamar. Higgins isn't primarily his first read. So I mean, this is like the lesser of two evils. I think Likely gets you 4.5 points, and I think Higgins gets you 3. So I don't think this is too much of a debate. It's just like the lesser of two evils.
I've been a habitual Isaiah Likely hater for some time now, and especially in Dynasty, I feel like he's a terribly overvalued asset. I do think he's the better of the two tight ends. I don't know. I just think Elijah Higgins is probably more likely to get a touchdown. I trust Kyler Murray throwing the football more than I do Lamar Jackson, and I trust just that whole situation a little bit more. I think that offense is operating a little bit better. And outside of Zay Flowers, it's really hard to trust any of the pass catchers in the Ravens offense right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going Elijah Higgins there. But again, I'm feeling gross, like, just out of the gym, haven't showered yet, kind of nasty.
Yeah.
Jaden Reed or DJ Moore?
Give me DJ Moore. And my only reservation with Jaden Reed is that the week in and week out, you don't know who's going to go off on that Packers offense. It could be him. It could be Christian Watson, which we haven't seen really this year, but the potential is always there. Or it can be Romeo Doubs. DJ Moore is that clear, like, he's going to get you at least 12 points a game. If he gets you a touchdown, even better. Going forward, I love DJ Moore. Just more. I think he is the better receiver out of these two. So I'm just going to go DJ Moore.
Yeah, I think DJ Moore is probably a little bit safer of a pick because he is the true alpha in that offense, and they do have a very juicy matchup. I think the Rams allow like the 4th or 5th most fantasy points to wide receivers. And, maybe the Bears do get right. They looked pretty good last week. Caleb Williams kind of had a pretty good fantasy week, and DJ Moore being the absolute number one in that offense, it gives me a little bit more security over Jaden Reed. That being said, Jaden Reed is a very good play this week. This is a good problem to have. PPR need a wide receiver, a running back, and a flex. Juwan Jennings, Deebo Samuel, Jaden Reed, Khalil Shakir, Chuba Hubbard, Kenneth Walker, or I'm assuming T. Higgins.
T. Higgins playing?
I don't think it mattered. It didn't matter to me.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah, I would assume he'll be on the field. How long he's going to be on the field and how effective he'll be are two very separate questions.
That's true. You see, this is a hard one for the running back for me.
Yeah,
Chuba Hubbard or Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker is just that consistent fantasy scorer, but I really like Chuba Hubbard this week. Because he is mainly that offense, especially with Andy Dalton there. He's liable to catch a swing pass or 2 or 3 on top of being a really good runner that he is. But Kenneth Walker is just a really, really good running back for that Seattle offense. So I feel like it's a toss-up for the running back. I feel like you're fine either way. Receiver and flex, I like Jaden Reed. Man, I guess Shakir. I don't trust Debo coming back for the first week. Jawan Jennings is, this year's Gabe Davis. And same thing what you were saying with T. Higgins. If he does play, how much of a factor he's going to be. If he does play, I see him getting 2-3 catches for 20 yards.
Yeah, I'm actually in the same boat with you. That 49ers situation right there, I don't trust as a whole. I kind of want to see what Debo's role is coming back from injury. Does it affect Jawan Jennings? I just need some evidence there. And given the names that are available, there are some names that I trust their situation a little bit more. So for the wide receiver and flex, I'm going Jaden Reed and close Shakir. It's pretty easy at this point. Shakir's got a juicy matchup. Jaden Reed liable to go off for 30. Jake and I have called him Debo light before because he does a lot of the same things that Debo does. So he does provide that upside. And for the running backs, yeah, that was the toughest one for me too. As you pointed out, Kenneth Walker, just Mr. Consistent. But I'm taking the ceiling of Chuba Hubbard there, watching what he did last week with Andy Dalton. That could very well happen again in a revenge game for Mr. Dalton against the Cincinnati Bengals. So I'm taking the upside there. Go ahead and give me Chuba Hubbard, especially with Deontay Johnson coming into the game banged up.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Legend says on YouTube, thanks, guys. It's an unfortunate decision to be made between those tight ends, but still waiting on the return of Ingram and Hawk. Yeah.
I think when Hawk comes back, that's your guy.
Yeah, tight end has been a shit show this year, to say the least. But I don't know how comfortable I'd feel plugging Hawk in right away, but he's definitely, especially with the way that offense looks right now, he's definitely looking like he's going to be the guy to play on a week-in, week-out basis. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, please go ahead and take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as like the stream. We do appreciate all of the support, and that kind of support only takes a few seconds, and it gets you, locked in for our giveaways. That's the hard part, right? Shaheed Pittman, Kirk, Christian, I'm assuming, Rashad White, at flex, pick one, please, PPR, upshot, _99 says.
Not Rashad White.
Yeah, not Rashad White, and Michael Pittman. Hard to trust. Yeah, he's hard for me to trust right now. I think it depends on who you're facing. If you're facing a powerhouse team in your league, right, and you're projected to kind of lose, not that projections are the end-all, be-all, but if it looks like you're kind of outgunned on the one side, I'm taking Shaheed because he's way more liable to put up 25, 30 points than Christian Kirk is. But if you are the powerhouse, just looking to secure a win, Christian Kirk, I think, is the play here. I think the Jaguars have a get-right game, right? Divisional game for them. They really know their backs are against the wall. So Christian Kirk probably could be the play here. But if I really need 25 points, I think Shaheed's the play.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, but those other two, Rashad White is a definite no, and Michael Pittman is a probably not. Chuba Hubbard or Najee Harris, this is interesting. Jaylen Warren is taking a seat today. So, Gucci, who you playing?
I'm still going Chuba. Give me the chubby boy. I think he's got an excellent matchup this week, and we've talked about him already a little bit. Heck, I'm even starting him against Julio, who's 5 feet away from me right now. So I do hope everything I'm saying goes off today. But yeah, Chuba Hubbard I don't know, at this point in the season, and Chuba Hubbard's just a better back in his offense. And Najee's kind of lost his step. He's a little slow. I think in a PPR league, full or half, I think either way, it's Chuba either way.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Najee is a very safe play. However, the Steelers' offense not being particularly effective to start the year, playing a lot of defense and keep away, I'm going Chuba Hubbard as well. Surprisingly, I feel like the Panthers, led with Andy Dalton at quarterback, provide more fantasy upside than the Steelers do right now.
Absolutely.
Great advice. Thanks. Yep. Go ahead. Subscribe on YouTube. We're here every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, answering all start-sit questions and fantasy-related questions. Tim Hawkins comments, Sam Darnold or Caleb Williams? This is easy.
It's easy.
Yeah, it's Darnold.
Yeah, you feed the hot hand.
And 5 weeks ago, or further than that, you'd have been laughed at for saying that. But Sam Darnold is like, Kevin O'Connell has made Sam Darnold like that dude.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's easy. Yeah. Also, I would like to click on his other comment. Listen, Hawkins. This is Leighton Vander Esch, all right? You put some respect on the Wolf Hunter like this. Parsons and Lawrence are going to miss some time. We'll talk about that another time, maybe in the group chat. But Micah's fine. It's just a mild ankle sprain, and Lawrence needs a break anyways. So I
Yeah.
think we'll be ready for when we play the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, that's not for a few weeks away. I think it's like week 9 or week 10, first matchup. Another one on Twitter I got this morning was pretty interesting. Need 2, Michael Pittman, Jaden Reed, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, or Jameson Williams?
Give me Reed and J-Mo.
That's exactly who I had. God, we are in the same wavelength this morning.
Yeah, we are. We're locked in. Yeah, Pittman, like we've said before, we can't really trust that offense under AR-15. JSN is quite literally boom or bust, just depending on what Seattle's doing, since they do have a really good running back there. And like I said, if you look at JSN's numbers, I think he had a really good week 2, and that's it. And I can't really trust that on week 4. But Reed and J-Mo are consistently there.
I got another one on Twitter that's interesting. I agree with both of your picks, by the way. Pick 2, non-PPR, Jerome Ford, Mike Evans, Brandon Ayuk, or Cam Akers. Joe Mixon was just ruled out.
Cam Akers.
Yep, that was one that I had. The other 3 are Jerome Ford, Mike Evans, or Brandon Ayuk.
God, non-PPR?
Yeah.
Well, every time it's a non-PPR situation, I always lean towards the running backs, obviously, because they're just naturally going to get the ball more. You take away your points for catching. I really, really like Jerome Ford. I think he's liable to get a touchdown. I think he's more liable to get a touchdown than Cam Akers is. But I like either the 2 running backs, but I'm going to lean just a little bit more towards Jerome Ford.
Yeah, so it is pick 2. So you're going with the 2 running backs? All right. I went Akers and I went Mike Evans. It was really close with Jerome Ford for all the reasons that you said. However, Mike Evans does provide some massive touchdown upside, as he is that guy, over 1,000 yards every year, double-digit touchdowns pretty regularly in his career. And I could see the Bucs wanting to get off to a fast start with a very, very hindered Eagles offense, put them in behind to try and play catch-up. Hopefully they can. Ty Conklin or Cole Kmet from Tim Hawkins? Conklin. That man, yeah. I trust Aaron Rodgers, a little bit more than Caleb Williams right now. And with all the weapons healthy in Chicago, Kmet could very well be the number 4 option this week. Whereas Ty Conklin, with Garrett Wilson on being shadowed by Patrick Surtain, could very well be the number 2 behind Alan Lazard, who has been annoyingly good in fantasy football this year.
Yeah, he has.
So, yeah, we did this one already. Next one that I got on Twitter was pretty interesting. Pat Freiermuth or Zach Ertz?
Ew.
This is where we're at in week 4, ladies and gentlemen. We're
tight ends.
Zach Ertz.
What has happened to the game I love? Where tight ends are just disgusting this year. Man, give me Freiermuth. I like Freiermuth.
Man, I like Freiermuth as a player. I hate that offense. And Zach Ertz with Jaden Daniels has actually looked pretty good, all things considered. Not that he's some elite player anymore, but he does look at least relatively decent. I'm gonna go Zach Ertz there. Mike Evans or Chuba Hubbard? Assume PPR.
Assume PPR. Mike Evans.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Evans PPR, I lean that way. If it's non-PPR, it's Chuba Hubbard. It's not particularly close. And this is one you pointed out was very interesting. This is the last pretty good one I had on Twitter that I was able to get on before the show. Pop Douglas or Jahan Dotson?
Give me Jahan Dotson. I really, 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 really like his upside. I think even in DFS, he's like $4,000. But if you look through his logs, does anyone have him in our league, Julio? Do you know? Jahan Dotson?
He hasn't done shit. Don't worry about it.
He hasn't?
Game. Yeah.
I think his targets are there. I think they're trending upwards every single week. And Demario Douglas is just not my cup of tea.
So he went from 1 target in week 1 to 1 target in week 2 to 3 targets last week.
No, it hasn't. Going up.
That's true. My only concern with Jahan Dotson is, and I'm going Pop Douglas here. It looks like on paper Jahan Dotson is the number 1 wide receiver this week for the Eagles, and that may very well be true. However, with A.J. Brown already out of the game and then Devontae Smith leaving, in the middle of the third quarter, I didn't see anything from Jahan Dotson target-wise, production-wise at that point that made me go, yep, I'm going to start that guy when those guys are out. I used to love Jahan Dotson as a prospect, and then I don't know what happened to his career. So
it just happens.
Yeah, it is what it is. So I lean Pop Douglas here, but Jahan Dotson could very well at least show up for 4 catches, 50 yards. I don't think that's out of the question.
Yeah, not bad when you're choosing between those two.
Yeah. So the last topic I had for this morning, usually try and keep the show to about half an hour for start sits, is predict one player to go off in fantasy this week.
Chuba Hubbard. Mainly because he's on my team. No, but I, like we've been talking about him all pod long, that Chuba Hubbard is a really good quarterback when running back when Andy Dalton is at running back. I think he has 2 touchdowns today from the 1-yard line.
Okay. If that happens, you and I are going to have a talk about lottery numbers, just so you know.
Absolutely.
So this may not be a super spicy pick, but I'm going Allen Lazard for 18 points at least this week. I do expect the Jets to run heavily with Breece Hall. That being said, Garrett Wilson and Patrick Surtain too. I have been telling everybody on Twitter who has asked me start-sit questions about Garrett Wilson to go ahead and fade him this week. I'm not confident, especially with the way that he just locked up Mike Evans. I'm not confident that Garrett Wilson's going to be able to show up to this game. And Allen Lazard obviously has the trust of Aaron Rodgers. They've played together for years. So I'm going Allen Lazard here as a guy who probably could be locked into your flex play, your flex spots this week. It's not something that I feel terribly gross about. It's not Isaiah Likely versus Elijah Higgins. But yeah, I'm going Allen Lazard here for 18 points. That's kind of, where my head's at with that. No Garrett Wilson really involved in the game plan, and he's got the trust of Aaron Rodgers.
I like that a lot, especially since the Broncos just lost their starting middle linebacker. Singletary, I think is his name.
Yeah, Alex Singleton.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a former Eagle, and he wasn't particularly good when he was here. So
that was a quarterback problem, not a him problem.
Oh God.
My only reservation with that, I mean, it's juicy and it's meant to be juicy, but
yeah.
I think it's going to be a very run-heavy game and Tyler Conklin game. You got the 1-2 punch factor with Braylon Allen. You can't forget about him.
Braylon Allen's come on the last couple that. He's being used way more than I thought he was going to.
Yeah, Braylon Allen's name has been popping up all over Cowboys Twitter. Because if you remember, we have Trey Lance in our team, and we traded a 4th-round pick for Trey Lance. And that 4th-round pick could have been used on Braylon Allen. But
what did that pick end up being? Did that pick end up being Braylon Allen?
No, but we had the pick right before it.
Oof, that hurts.
And if you know our running back situation, yeah, it was a meme. Sorry to interrupt, but there was a meme. It was like, man, Braylon Allen looks really good. I think it was that primetime game they had the other week.
Yeah,
where Braylon Allen had a touchdown and a bunch of yards. It was all on Cowboys Twitter. It's like, man, Braylon Allen looked really good running behind Smith, our old left tackle that also plays for
Tyron Smith. Yep.
Yeah, it's like, man, and then it's like Cowboys fan who's been asleep all year. Wow, the Cowboys must be good then. Well, let me tell you something.
Funny story. No, I like Braylon Allen coming out of college. He had some quirks about him that were a little weird, but the production was always there. And Wisconsin running backs have a long history of being good. Melvin Gordon, Jonathan Taylor, people of that nature. And Braylon Allen's really young. I think he started week 1. He was still only 20 years old. So I was very surprised when the Jets picked him. I thought it was very unfortunate, especially as a day 3 pick. For the Cowboys, though, the fantasy, person in me really wanted them to take Jonathan Brooks.
We all wanted Jonathan Brooks.
Like, I don't care that he tore his ACL. If you watch Jonathan Brooks play, like, that guy does everything well.
Yeah.
Catches passes, runs the ball hard between the tackles, can get outside, had good speed. And I think with the way Chuba Hubbard's playing right now, it's very, very good to kind of ease him in the rest of the season and then kind of move into 2025 with, him being the starting running back there. But yeah, man, I was hoping. I was like, okay, high-powered offense on paper, get Jonathan Brooks in there.
Yeah, but, to your happiness, we have the worst GM owner in the league. So if it's not an O lineman, they're going to be mid in the draft.
That's true.
So, unfortunate for me.
Gucci, I've got nothing else to talk about this morning. Joe Mixon out, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith out. Sounds like Chris Olave and Alvin Kamara are both in this morning. So, yeah, go ahead. Remember, next week, don't start Thursday night players in your flex spots. That's like a really, really bad strategy. And no, we're not saying to bench them. Just put them in the position that they actually are and swap them with whoever's in there. It gives your lineup more flexibility. Gucci, any last words before we sign out here?
Go boys.
Yes, that's right. Go Birds.
Almost threw up.
Josh Erlab, I will be messaging you right after this show, congratulating you on your winnings. Again, you have 24 hours to claim your prize. If you do not claim your prize in that time, we will be respinning with the other 13 names that were on that wheel. So thank you for tuning in to another episode of B.S.ing Sports, part of the B.S.ing Network, where we do a little BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. Have a good night.